Sure. Okay, good morning, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're coming to you live from the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. If you have been following recent development surrounding the passing of Liberian economist and politician Samuel Jackson's spouse, we've been informed reliably that this morning Mr. Jackson will be brought here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. We've been told at around 11 a.m. this morning he will be brought here at the headquarters of the LNP. So I would thought to come ahead and just do a little bit up to brief you guys as it relates to the controversy surrounding the passing of Samuel Jackson's wife. On yesterday, there were police presence at the residence of Samuel Jackson there in Fiama, and there have been not an official statement yet formally issued by the Liberia National Police, but we've been informed that it appears the police have now launched or what looks like an investigation into the passing of Mr. Samuel Jackson's spouse. According to social media posts made by Mr. Samuel Jackson, he found his spouse or his partner lying in their residence, unconscious or semi-conscious, at least according to him, and his spouse were taken to a medical facility for treatment where his wife passed. However, there have been several controversial statements made by Mr. Samuel Jackson himself, but as the story goes, upon the passing of his spouse and information that he put out there, led police authority to yesterday go to his residence, where he himself have also been making statement. Now, as the story goes, Mr. Jackson has alarmed over what he's describing as the alleged inappropriate viewing of his spouse's remains. According to information gathered, authority have assessed the remains of Mr. Jackson's South African spouse who has passed, and Mr. Jackson has frowned on the fact that authorities have allegedly viewed the remains of his spouse in what's now considered as an investigation into the what can now also be described as the controversial passing of Mr. Jackson's spouse. So we've been informed that he will be making his way. Police authority will be bringing Mr. Jackson here at the police headquarters. So my name is Anthony Williams, and I'm here this morning to bring you the live broadcast upon the arrival of Mr. Jackson. We are here already ahead of time, awaiting the police to arrive here at the LNP. Now, we do not know if Mr. Jackson has been offered an official invitation, or the police will be going to Mr. Jackson. It's being alleged that Mr. Jackson's spouse might have passed out of what is now being described as domestic violence. In fact, now there are images on social media of Mr. Jackson's late spouse that showed goosebumps or bruise on her body, not necessarily goosebumps, but bruised on the body of Mr. Jackson's spouse who has passed. It's also been alleged that Mr. Jackson's spouse have sent images, very damaging images of her to a close friend, who have now shared these images to social media, and these images now have been stirring discussions online, linking Mr. Jackson to an alleged domestic violence, and it's now being considered that Mr. Jackson's spouse might have passed out of domestic violence. And so these images are very graphic, and they are now trending on social media. It's been alleged that the Mr. Jackson's spouse did share these images to very close friends. Now, there have been several social media posts that Mr. Jackson himself have been making since the passing of his spouse, some of which have been shared widely by everyone on social media. Some of these images include Mr. Jackson having what he described as his first meal right after the passing of his spouse. Now, a lot of people have seen or have frowned on this image that Mr. Jackson have posted, claiming that Mr. Jackson. So, folks, sorry for the break-in, but welcome back. We're still live here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Sorry about that. We were in flight explaining, bringing you up to speed on some of the details surrounding the passing of Mr. Samuel Jackson's spouse. Now, a lot of folks are in sympathy, of course, with the economist Samuel Jackson, but at the same time, folks are also recommending that now that an investigation has been launched into the passing of Mr. Jackson's spouse, that he should submit himself for questioning, or probably come here at the police headquarters to clear his side of the story. So we've now been informed that Mr. Jackson will be brought here at the headquarters of the LNP. We were told at around 11 a.m. this morning that's going to happen. Mr. Jackson will be brought here. Now, we were discussing the very graphic images of the spouse of Mr. Jackson that are being shared on social media already. There are those ones that have been shared that depict domestic violence, where we've seen images of bruises on the body of Mr. Samuel Jackson's spouse, but at the same time, we've also seen images that appear to be once captured while Mr. Jackson's spouse was at the medical facility. So as we await to see Mr. Samuel Jackson being brought here at the police station, we just decided to come ahead and bring you up to speed. Currently, the LNP headquarters is relatively calm. Remember, today is Saturday, by the way, so but again, we await until Mr. Samuel Jackson can be brought here at the police headquarters. We were reading Mr. Samuel Jackson's testimony that he gave on how his wife saw that his wife was lying in a pool of blood, fully conscious or semi-conscious, according to his own words. So he met his wife conscious or semi-conscious, according to Mr. Jackson, and then according to him, that's when he called his employees to get his wife to the nearest medical facility. According to Mr. Jackson, was
reconnecting.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, good.
Yes, his wife had reported brain injuries. The doctors reported brain injuries, and eventually his wife passed. So folks, we're now heading to the headquarters of the LMP, and of course the convoy taking Mr. Samuel Jackson has just passed us. It's just right ahead of us. As you can see, the pickup there ahead of us, Mr. Samuel Jackson is in there, and there's a police pickup also in front, and they're all headed to the police headquarters. If you look ahead of us there, so they've just passed us, and we're driving right behind them, and we're making our way to the headquarters of the LMP. So we'll be there briefly, folks. Keep watching. Once we get down, we'll run there and see if we can show you. I'll probably show you Mr. Samuel Jackson leaving the vehicle, but he's going to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police to probably answer questions for the passing of his South African spouse, who allegedly have passed out of domestic violence. So the vehicles are now branching in already into the police headquarters. There you have them there, branching in already into the police headquarters. So we're going to run there briefly. Once we get down, we're going to run there. So folks, we are already here. As you're seeing the folks there, they're running there. We want to see Mr. Samuel Jackson. Right here is fine. Put me here. Let me run there. Oh yes, right here. So here we are. Mr. Samuel Jackson is here with armed police officers here. So these are the officers that brought. Hello.
That's the road, Chief. Excuse me, sir.
No, you're not going away.
I'm not under arrest. I can't move anywhere.
So you have to rock.
So Mr. Samuel Jackson is here. He's asking if he's under arrest. Police officers. So. So Mr. Jackson is here. Of course, he's been brought by the police. Okay.
So do you believe that you leave the premise of the headquarters of the National Police?
I'm a lawyer.
Is that your lawyer behind you there, sir? Okay. Okay.
You appear very stressed. What's your name, sir? Of the chairman associate law firm. Okay. So you've escorted your client here this morning. What's your conviction? Well, as respecter of the law, we have to come upon request. And it's a criminal investigation decision. We come so that we get before the advice of what the complaint against our client is and what the term of the police investigation is. But we know that as the trend of the investigation will be from the information received by our client, we are able to put up a very lawful legal defense. What did the client tell you? What did the client we cannot say now for some reason of not going ahead the trial and the proceedings.
But what are authorities accusing your client of?
All courts are closed.
The criminal investigation will take time. Obviously, we now have the criminal investigation commence today and we'll have matter going to court today. So we are aware of that, we are cognizant of that.
And you are optimistic that your client will leave today?
To his legal representative here. Come again?
You are optimistic your client will leave?
Mr. Jackson is a respecter of the law and he knows the trend of police investigation. I'm sure he's willing for any eventuality.
A lot of people say your client bring a series of interviews and some of the comments he made will be used in the investigation. Where do you stand on that?
Well, there is a principle of law that talks about hearsay and solicitation of facts, all sort of regular investigation. And those gatherings, so they are not being asked to go in. They are not being asked to. Mr. Jackson, what's allowed for people going in? Mr. Jackson, what's allowed for people going in? Mr. Jackson,
If you can prepare, Mr. Jackson, in case of any eventuality.
what is allowed for people going in? Mr. Jackson,
The facts will speak for themselves. Thank you very much.
okay, you listen for him.
So he is Mr. Sam Jackson.
Himself, you listen to.
So folks, you just listened to Mr. Samuel Jackson. He's going there now, escorted by his legal counsel, and you heard him. The facts will speak for themselves, according to him. Police officers are here right at the entry, and you heard from his legal representative who said his client is innocent of allegations. We're asking what were authorities or the police are charging or are claiming have invited his client for, but he has made it clear, he himself, Mr. Jackson, has refused to say much to us, but he said the facts will speak for themselves. But he has been brought to the police headquarters already. Upon yesterday, after the news of his spouse, after his spouse had passed, and police authorities were at his residence. And this morning, he was picked up from his residence and brought here at the police headquarters, probably for questioning. So he has gone in there. We don't know how long he's going to remain there, but we've been informed that Mr. Jackson will answer questions here at the police headquarters. So for those of you watching, leave your comments in the comment section. Mr. Jackson's legal representation also said that his client, Mr. Samuel Jackson, is a respecter of the law and has also made it clear that his client has willingly submitted himself to authorities here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police after the passing of his spouse. So we are also being informed that other lawyers from Mr. Jackson's legal representation are making their way here at the headquarters of the LMP. So we just drove a few moments ago behind the convoy that brought Mr. Samuel Jackson here at the headquarters of the LMP with one police pickup. And Mr. Jackson drove here at the police headquarters in his own vehicle and also with his legal representation. So he's already here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police as it relates to the passing of his South African spouse. It's been alleged that Mr. Jackson's spouse passed out of domestic violence. There are very graphic images on social media that are being shared of Mr. Jackson's spouse upon her demise. But it's also been alleged by Mr. Samuel Jackson that authorities went and assessed the remains of his South African spouse who had passed without informing him. But again, he has also made several angry posts on social media accusing the government of politically harassing him and not being sympathetic with him after he had lost his spouse or during his grieving time. So these photos being shared on social media are very graphic and they've raised alarm, and they could probably be the reason that authorities have decided to launch an investigation into the passing of Mr. Jackson's spouse. Now, do not forget, Mr. Jackson's spouse is a South African and got married to Mr. Samuel Jackson and has been here in Liberia for some time now. So the authorities have now launched an investigation into the passing of Mr. Jackson's wife. And this could also come out of statements that Mr. Jackson placed on social media on how his wife passed. According to Mr. Jackson, he had informed his wife. Also, more lawyers are arriving here, believed to be part of Mr. Jackson's legal team. But we heard from one of them previously, and he said Mr. Jackson is a respecter of the law, and he has brought himself willingly to the authorities to respond to questions. So Mr. Jackson, upon arriving, only requested for his bag, requested for a few bottles of water, and they are being taken in there to Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson's lawyer are now going back and forth with police authorities in ensuring that Mr. Jackson can get his basic needs in there while the discussions go on. But that's one of Mr. Jackson's lawyers there. He's now taking Mr. Jackson's bag and taking a few bottles of water in there for Mr. Samuel Jackson. So now the so the police is now asking everyone to depart the premises of the Liberia National Police headquarters, except for media practitioners. But folks, Mr. Samuel Jackson has already been brought at the LMP headquarters, guys, and he's already in there. So that's it. Wherever you're watching from, keep watching. Of course, Mr. Jackson also made it clear when he was asked, he's made it clear that he's not afraid, he's not running away. In fact, he's bereaved, and he is willing to cooperate with the authorities here at to willingly submit himself to police authorities. So where we are now, Mr. Jackson is already here at the police headquarters, and he has refused to say much to media practitioners, but members of his legal representation made a statement. They said Mr. Jackson has willingly presented himself, and according to Mr. Jackson himself lastly, before walking into the LMP headquarters, he said the facts will speak for themselves. In fact, that's one of his usual statements that he makes on social media. Remember, Mr. Jackson Jackson is a political pundit, of course, Liberian economist, and he unfortunately lost his spouse. But of course, statements Mr. Jackson have placed on social media probably might have indicted him. We cannot independently verify on what details the police got or what information the police is acting on to have requested Mr. Jackson to be brought to the police headquarters. But as it stands, there are very graphic images of Mr. Jackson's wife that are now trending on social media, and these images could depict that there might have been issue of domestic violence in Mr. Jackson's home. Some of these images are very damaging, very graphic to see. Also, there have also been images that have been shared of the remains of Mr. Jackson's wife after she passed. Mr. Jackson, in his statement or in his testament that he posted on social media, he said,
I said, I told you to get up on the join your friends. Sir, join your friends, but get up on there. Okay, let's come on. Wait, can you also say the thing we'll do?
So, folks, Mr. Jackson, in his testament just the other day, made it clear that he earlier informed his wife they were both headed for shopping for an eventual wedding, and of course upon his return to his house he had asked to see his wife, invited his cook to open up her door, but according to him, the cook told him that his wife might have been sleeping or resting, but then he himself eventually made his own way into the room and met his spouse lying dead. So Mr. Jackson, according to him, then took his spouse at the hospital, a medical facility, and upon examination by doctors, in his own words, he was told that his wife had experienced brain injury, and she eventually passed. And so immediately, a few hours later, there were police at Mr. Jackson's residence during the evening hours of yesterday, and Mr. Jackson frowned at the presence of the police, also frowning at the information he gathered that police authorities are going to view the remains of his spouse without having him informed. So we want to see if we can read out some of your comments, especially those of you who are watching, to bring you into this broadcast so we can have your own view on what's currently transpiring. But as it stands, Mr. Samuel Jackson is already here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Lots of Liberians are encouraging Mr. Samuel Jackson to make himself available to investigation. A lot of Liberians who are also sending their sympathy to Mr. Jackson for the passing of his wife, but at the same time are encouraging him to submit himself for the investigation that is ongoing, because it's obvious now that authorities have launched an investigation into the passing of Mr. Samuel Jackson's wife, who happens to be a South African national.
Please, can we get on one side, please? Please, sir. Get one side. Let's please on one side, please.
So the police now deploying officers to secure the premises. They've asked media practitioners to clear the way. So we're now seeing the arrival of the Colonel Gregory Coleman, the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police. It appears he's going to be the one to so folks, we just saw the arrival of the Inspector General of Police, Colonel Gregory Coleman. He has just arrived here already. He already has made his way into the police headquarters already, Colonel Gregory Coleman. And so it appears the panel is already set in there to conduct this investigation. We do not know how long Mr. Samuel Jackson is going to make in there, but we're going to wait out here and show you the happenings as they all, occur. And then eventually when Mr. Jackson is departing. We're hoping to see, we don't know if Mr. Jackson will probably be taken into custody today or if he will be released or allowed to go home. We do not know yet, and that will be probably, we will find out more details after the meeting with Mr. Jackson has been held here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. But so we just saw the arrival of the IG, by the way, Colonel Gregor Coleman, who has already made his way into the LNP headquarters. So so we don't know if it's just Mr. Jackson alone who has been brought to the police headquarters. We do not know if it's just Mr. Jackson alone or if there are other people who are being treated as suspects or persons of interest. We cannot independently verify that. But what we've seen so far is Mr. Samuel Jackson being brought here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Of course, we are being informed that at his house, he had house helps, employees. He usually use that particular term, his domestic staffs. In fact, in one of his posts on social media, it was his cook who he sent to open his door and to check on his wife, but then she came back telling him that his wife was asleep. So Mr. Jackson eventually went to the room himself. So as far as we are concerned, it's Mr. Jackson alone who is here along with his legal team. They are in here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. So let's see if we can read out some of your comments for those of you who are watching to tell us what is your take into this particular issue. Of course, we don't know how long Mr. Jackson is going to make here at the police headquarters, but we're going to be live for some time and keep updating you to see whether he will depart the LNP or if he's going to make quite a long time here. But as you know, it relates to the crucial nature of this particular situation. It appears it might take some time, so we're going to wait as Mr. Samuel Jackson has already gone in there. So keep watching wherever you're watching from and leave your comments. We're still here at the headquarters at the LNP. So for those of you in the comment, let's read your comments. Let's read your comments. Someone said, this is Joshua Blama says Mr. Jackson should be very careful. His previous statement and the recent one is complicating things. He previously said that he's not a woman beater in his term describing domestic violence, and later confirmed that he had beaten his wife, as normal couple often fight at home. That's one of those commenting here. Someone said it shouldn't just be his one. Everybody who live or work in his house need to be there and be asked questions also. That's Joetta Blessing Eagle. And also Joseph Fire said, let Mr. Sam Jackson be placed behind bars for 72 hours. We're still seeing police officers securing the premises of the Liberia National Police. We also saw the police RG going in there, so we'll stay here and remain posted or update you. Lamin Seyon said this man knows about his wife's death, so let the police do their work. Well, that's an outright accusation that no proof has been provided yet that Mr. Jackson has got anything or has a hand in the passing of his wife. That's why an investigation has been launched and the findings are yet to be brought out, but we're waiting obviously. We also have Ibrahim Laman says he's following a justifiable investigation into this case. Remember, still innocent till proven guilty, definitely. So it's obvious, of course, until proven guilty, Mr. Jackson can be declared or considered innocent of these crimes. That's why an investigation has been launched already. So someone says the blood of the innocent girl will not rest until she gets justice. Prince Jala says he's watching us from Gimpa University in Ghana, and he praises the government for the effort. Speaking of watching from Ghana, you may know of the current trending incident of the passing of a Liberian national in Ghana, and Ghanaian authorities have arrested the situation, have launched an investigation, have arrested suspects also, and that case still continues. So the government of Liberia also launching this investigation. Come to think of it, Mr. Jackson's spouse is from South Africa, and she is a different national. So So keep watching us, folks. Keep watching wherever you're following from. Someone says those who walk in his house also need to be questioned. Martin W. Brown. Choosing Singbe Seven said today he will know the difference between, someone said please stop saying. There are a bunch of comments in the comment section. We want to make sure we can read the ones that are a little refined. Renee said we are citizens, we need justice, and justice should be treated as a rightful proceeding. And then also Jackson Jala says the law is the law and I have confidence in the rules of law. And then Sylvester City sends his deepest condolences to Mr. Jackson. He also welcomed the police investigation to ascertain the cause of death, of course, of his spouse. So someone also, Amos Clare said bravo to the Liberia National Police for declaring Samuel Jackson as a person of interest in the passing of his spouse. He also wants us to know and understand the function of the Liberia National Police. This is not politics. The Liberia National Police functions as the primary internal security force responsible for maintaining public order, protecting life and property, and enforcing laws. So, of course, the police are doing their work. They're playing their part to have Mr. Jackson brought here at the LMP headquarters. Today is a Saturday. There is not much presence of folks working here at the LMP, but of course there are officers, and we already saw the police IG arriving, and I guess he's going to be the one to hold discussions in there or carry out questioning with Mr. Samuel Jackson already in there. Mr. Jackson is a fierce critic of government, of course. In fact, on yesterday, he described the presence of police at his residence as political intimidation, also frowning on the police or the authorities assessing the remains of his partner without informing him, in his own words. So we stay here at the LMP headquarters. We do not know how long Mr. Jackson is going to make in there, but we are with any moment from now. We're hoping we can see his lawyers out here and see if we can talk to them. But we spoke to some of his lawyers and they made it clear that their client, Mr. Samuel Jackson, is innocent of any allegations that have been leveled against him. In fact, Mr. Jackson himself did say that the facts will speak for themselves as it relates to him being brought here at the headquarters of the LMP. Mr. Samuel Jackson's wife passed. In his statement that he released on social media, he met his spouse lying conscious or semi-conscious, at least according to what he said in their bedroom, and she was rushed to the medical facility where she was eventually pronounced dead. But Mr. Jackson did point out that at the medical facility, doctors diagnosed that his spouse had experienced a brain issue, Yes, got affected, of course, and eventually Mr. Jackson also did say the cause would have been out from a fall, according to what Samuel Jackson posted on social media. So while he's here, he has been brought to be made to answer questions, of course. We also saw the police IG, but obviously we might also want to look in as the investigation continues. There are obviously what are some of the issues that will be brought forth before Mr. Jackson. It's been alleged of domestic violence. It's been alleged, of course, there are images that have been shared on social media which are believed to have been shared by Mr. Jackson's spouse herself to probably close friends, but these images are being shared on social media. So folks are now alleging foul play, and of course Mr. Jackson himself did make it clear that his spouse was found lying in a pool of blood in his room, and he's been brought here to respond or answer questions, because based on the testament or based on what he posted on social media, he came home and met his spouse lying in a pool of blood. So there are obviously questions have to be raised. Was it just an ordinary fall? What did the pool of blood come from, or what made her, what eventually led to her lying in the pool of her own blood? So obviously these questions, there are several questions, of course, but this particular situation is worth investigating from what Mr. Jackson posted on social media, because he claimed he came and met his spouse spouse lying in the pool of own blood. He did not say that his home got intruded into. According to him, he returned home, he met his cook, he met his employees home, he sent them to go check on his wife, and they told us she was probably asleep, but then he eventually made his way into the room and found his spouse lying in the pool of her own blood. So obviously this could raise concerns, or has raised concerns, and the police have now launched an investigation into what has transpired at Mr. Jackson's residence. So we're still here at the headquarters of the LMP. We're waiting now to see if Mr. Samuel Jackson, as the investigation continues in there, might come out. His lawyers say their client is innocent of all the allegations that have been labeled against him. Mr. Jackson himself also did say that the facts will speak for themselves. So as this particular investigation continues, Mr. Samuel Jackson, of course, will eventually be charged by authority or probably forwarded to court to look deep into the issue. So we'll rejoin you. We're here at the LMP headquarters. We'll rejoin you once we see any action here at the LMP headquarters. Keep watching us. So folks, Mr. Samuel Jackson is out, and he has kind of refusing to talk to members of the press. Mr. Jackson, we just want to hear from you. How did it go in there?
Mr. Jackson, you said you're ready to go to jail with a toothbrush. Where's the toothbrush, Mr. Jackson?
Mr. Jackson, you said the facts will speak for themselves. Did you get the facts in there?
Where's the toothbrush? You said you're coming to go to jail already. Alright, so folks, we're still here in the compound. So we still here at the Mr. Jackson is still declining to respond to the question. Mr. Jackson, can we just get a few words from you? Alright, so he's not entering his car. Jackson is declining to take down. He's declining to talk to us. He has just left.
Mr. Jackson actually said no comment.
Not even for his legal
away from
representative. He's being accompanied by a legal representative. And
the police headquarters here.
Where is the team headed next?
He said only a vast of his legal team
Where's the team headed next?
has decided not to speak to the media. And so we're still here at the headquarters of the National Police.
Mr. Jackson, where are you headed next?
So even the lawyers are saying no comment.
So folks, there you have it. Mr. Samuel Jackson is refusing to talk to members of the press. We do not know where his team is headed next, so we want to see if we can follow through probably. But there have been officers assigned with him. There have been officers assigned with him in his vehicle, and he has refused to speak to members of the press. But we are now leaving the police headquarters, and we want to see where Mr. Jackson's team is headed next. Ahead of us, that's his vehicle, and we do not know if the officers that have been assigned with him on his vehicle are escorting him home, or if they are headed to probably another location. But this morning at around 11 a.m., Mr. Samuel Jackson turned himself over to the Liberian National Police for further investigation into circumstances surrounding the passing of a South African spouse. And so we do not know yet where Mr. Jackson is headed. We do not know yet if he's heading home, if he has been probably allowed to leave, or if the investigation continues. Also, we are being told that the police is expected to put out a statement or to speak to members of the press probably by the end of working day. It's already 3 in the evening here, or 3 in the afternoon if you may. And Mr. Jackson came at around 11 a.m. this morning to turn himself over to And okay, sorry about that, folks. The sound just muted, but we'll work on it. So this vehicle right ahead of us is the vehicle carrying Mr. Jackson and his legal team. And also in there are officers who are signed on the vehicle. And of course, yes, it appears Mr. Samuel Jackson is now headed home after appearing at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police into what is now considered an investigation into the passing of his South African spouse or his South African wife. So this morning at around 11 a.m., the Liberia National Police invited Mr. Samuel Jackson to the police headquarters, where he visited the police headquarters this morning at around 11 a.m. And so probably Mr. Jackson is now headed home, but we have not gotten any additional information from the police yet as to whether Mr. Jackson have been allowed to leave freely, or of course it appears the investigation into the case still continues. But we did not hear from Mr. Jackson himself. In fact, Mr. Jackson has refused to talk to members of the press, so we do not know what transpired in there, what were some of the questions that were asked. But of course, Mr. Jackson told us the fact would speak for themselves as the investigation continues. We also heard from his legal representative at the police headquarters this morning, who said his client is innocent of all charges that have been labeled against him. And he has also made it clear that he has also made it clear that his client is innocent, and his client will also make himself available for the investigation anytime the police demands. Like as it relates to this morning, Mr. Jackson made himself available, and he has just left the police headquarters and he's now headed home. It appears he's now headed home. So wherever you're watching from, we'd like to say thanks for watching. We joined you this morning at around 10 a.m. at least. We did a build-up to bring you up to speed as to what was transpiring as it relates to Mr. Jackson's appearance at the police headquarters. So he's now headed probably home. As you can see, some media folks who are also in the convoy taking Mr. Jackson home. So my name is Anthony Williams, and I've been bringing you this coverage this morning in the controversy surrounding the passing of Mr. Jackson's South African wife. If you may, or if you have been following Mr. Samuel Jackson in the past days, should be a day or two, has been posting on his social media about his ailing South African wife. According to him, he was finding it difficult on 2 occasions. In his words, he has requested ambulance, and the medical facilities that he visited did not have ambulance to help him probably take his spouse for treatment. But again, he also posted on his socials. About what transpired. So Mr. Jackson is being escorted by the police. There's a police vehicle ahead of his vehicle. This is his vehicle just right ahead of us, and there is a police vehicle ahead of his vehicle as he drives home. So we're going to drive behind the vehicle. It appears Mr. Jackson is headed home finally. Once we get there, we'll show you the environment, show you what the presence of police looks like, because Mr. Jackson has since been barricaded by police officers, have been deployed at his residence, in fact, if you may. So let's see if he's headed home. He lives on the old road, we've been told. So that's where we'll drive there now and see if he's going home. But it also appears the investigation continues. That Mr. Jackson is headed home obviously doesn't necessarily mean that the investigation has been concluded. So we'll now drive behind Mr. Jackson's convoy. Rush. So that's Mr. Jackson's vehicle ahead, and there's a police vehicle just right behind. Now, if you have been following, Mr. Jackson explained the situation that occurred at his residence. In his words, he had gone out asking his wife to prepare herself. They eventually were about to go shopping for a wedding, according to him, that was on hand. And then he came home, sent his cook to go knock the door, in his social media post, his cook told him that his wife was probably asleep, but then he eventually went to the room, and his words met his wife lying in a pool of blood. According to him, he then rushed her to a medical facility where he said she was, doctors told him that his wife had experienced a brain injury and eventually passed. But then, as the story goes, recent pictures of abuse, very graphic pictures of abuse, have been shared on social media of Mr. Jackson's wife, and these pictures have sparked huge debate online. And the discussion now continues as authorities have invited Mr. Jackson to answer questions or into in what is now an investigation into the passing of his wife. So this morning, in fact, on yesterday, police officers were deployed at his residence. He since frowned at the deployment of police officers at his residence. In fact, he described it as political, what he calls harassment. According to him, he's being harassed by government folks. Folks are not in sympathy for his wife's demise. He also frowned at what he described as inappropriate assessment of his wife's body, alleging that authorities did not reach out to him and they went and assessed the remains of his wife behind him, and he has since frowned at that. And so this morning, the authorities invited Mr. Samuel Jackson to the police headquarters, that's the LMP headquarters here on the Capitol Bypass. And Mr. Jackson unveiled himself this morning along with his lawyers, though he did not speak to members of the press lengthily, but basically the only thing he said was the facts will present themselves. So he has already spoken to the police. This morning we saw the folks from the homicide division. We also did see the police IG, Colonel Gregory Coleman, who also arrived on the scene once Mr. Jackson was taken to the police headquarters. Police spokesperson also has also made it clear that by the end of today, by the end of the working day, additional details will be brought out to the press. We tried talking to him, but he said by the end of the working day, he will provide updates probably to the public or to members of the press, of course. So yes, but we're driving. We're almost somewhere here along the Oro Junction, right by the residence of former President Shirley. And I guess Mr. Jackson is headed home because this is the route that leads to Mr. Jackson's residence. So, but there's a police vehicle in the convoy ahead of Mr. Jackson's vehicle. There's also another one in the middle, and there are media practitioners following Mr. Jackson's, following the convoy as Mr. Jackson heads home. So this is it. The police have taken this case now, and the investigation continues. Mr. Jackson's wife happens to be a South African national, so of course, especially with the story that he posted on his social media, obviously raised alarm, which could obviously be the reason why the police have decided to launch an investigation, because Mr. Jackson did not mention that his spouse was ill or so. He just, in his post, he came and met her lying in her bedroom in a pool of blood. So it appears the police got interested in the case based on his testimony and decided to launch an investigation. The conversation online surrounding Mr. Jackson's wife passing has grown, or is growing, or in fact is actually huge, especially when the very graphic photos of abuse have begun trending. It's been alleged that Mr. Jackson's wife forwarded these pictures to a close friend, and these pictures have now been shared on social media. There are several folks online who have given their own experience of working with Mr. Jackson. Other folks who are saying he has not been into abuse. There are others who are also claiming the opposite. So this case is now under investigation. Mr. Jackson just made his first appearance at the police headquarters, where he is now departing and appeared to be headed home. So Well, we are yet to hear from police authority as to what was discussed in there, or what were some of the questions that Mr. Jackson responded to, or what were some of the questions he was asked. But again, we're hoping, or we're waiting later on to hear from the police if they will put out a statement, or if this police spokesperson will speak to members of the press. So, but what are your own thoughts, by the way? You can leave your thoughts in the comment section and tell us what you make of this case. There've been, calls for Mr. Jackson to be investigated. There are several folks who have been sending condolence messages to Mr. Jackson, but at the same time, some of these folks are also asking Mr. Jackson to, of course, unveil himself for investigation and clear his side of the story as to what transpired, because the graphic images of abuse are also telling a whole different story about what could have happened to Mr. Jackson's wife, other than the story that he is explaining about the passing of his South African wife. According to the testament, Mr. Jackson's post online, his cook and his domestic staff were with him at his residence. So we do not know how many persons are involved with the investigation. As far as we're concerned, it's only Mr. Jackson so far who have been taken to the police headquarters for further questioning. We have not been informed if his cook or other employees or his domestic staff were also invited or taken to the LMP headquarters. But this vehicle just right ahead of us here is Mr. Jackson's vehicle. We're already here on the old road, by the way, so it appears Mr. Jackson is obviously headed home upon leaving the police headquarters. So just on yesterday, his residence had several police officers, and this morning he was invited and not necessarily arrested. Mr. Jackson was not cuffed. He stepped out of his vehicle, requested for his bag, requested for a few bottles of water, and he was accompanied into the police headquarters by his legal representatives, who have since spoken to members of the press, claiming or stressing that their client, Mr. Samuel Jackson, is innocent of all of the allegations, and that Mr. Jackson, he himself, have also said the facts will present themselves. So we just arrived on the old here, and we'll be at Mr. Jackson's residence any moment from now, and we'll see if what we want to find out is to find out or to see if the police presence will still be maintained at his residence now that the investigation continues. As the investigation continues, So yes, we're on the old road and headed to Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence. So leave your comment in the comment section, folks. But when you are calling, chauffeur. So yes, folks, like we said, Mr. Samuel Jackson has just departed the police headquarters as investigation continues following the passing of his South African wife. So we're just right here on the old road, and probably at, of course, Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence. This is his vehicle just right ahead of us here. It is being accompanied by a police vehicle ahead of it, with officers in Mr. Jackson's vehicle also just probably one officer, and then the rest are in the police vehicle there. So of course it appears Mr. Jackson, Samuel Jackson, is and so it's already on a Saturday, and these are the police officers here, and the forensic team from the Liberia National Police is headed to Mr. Jackson's residence. As you can see in the officers here and there, he has what appears to be his tools, and if you also look ahead of you there's another forensic officer there from the Liberia National Police. Several of them here are making their way. You mean a pathway, huh?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? So here you have the officers doing some work, and this forensic officer just ahead of us here is starting by taking photos of the route that leads to Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence, as you can see. But that's the vehicle taking Mr. Samuel Jackson there to his home. And so pictures of the scene are being taken. I guess eventually he will head at the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson to continue their investigation, probably more photos. So keep watching us wherever you're watching us from. We're down here at Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence. His vehicle has already made its way into the compound. So we're going to see if we'll be allowed in there and probably show the police doing their work.
Okay, so team of investigators are here again at the home of Mr. Sam Jackson. He worked earlier on. He was at the police headquarters by 11 this morning, and the team have come to do some photograph from the Liberia National.
So also still here at the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson, we still have police presence here. As you can see, the officers just ahead of us there, here at the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson. But these are forensic officers from the Liberia National Police who are doing their work this morning. As you can see, the folk here is putting on his hand gloves. He has taken several photographs of the environment, and they're going in there now. I guess Mr. Jackson has agreed to unveil the premises. And also, as this is Mr. Jackson is bereaved, so his home, the police officers are still here, taking their notes, also getting prepared. It appears they will be allowed to go in there to continue their investigation, putting on hand gloves. They have several equipment here with them, and they're also taking pictures of the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson. This is the home, of course, of Mr. Samuel Jackson on the old road here, and there are family members already here in the compound of Mr. Samuel Jackson, of course, the time of bereavement. Still taking more pictures. He's requested for, of course, the building has a basement, so there are pictures of the basement also being taken So it appears obviously now the investigation continues as Mr. Samuel Jackson have just left the police headquarters already. So, but we're here at his residence. Let's see what it looks like in there briefly, provided if we can be allowed. The officers are still here, moving around at Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence. All right, so of course, the investigation continues. So folks, a team of police officers from the Forensic Division of the Liberia National Police are already here at Mr. Jackson's residence. So they will be conducting their investigation. They're taking notes. They've started taking pictures of the environment. It appears they will be allowed into the premises of Mr. Jackson's home, taking pictures of the doors. Alright folks, so that's it. He's made his way into Mr. Sam Jackson's residence already. So folks, from the headquarters of the Liberia National Police at around 11 a.m. this morning, and Mr. Samuel Jackson has been brought back home, escorted by police officers, and of course along with officers from the Forensic Division of the LNP, and they're here now at Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence and carrying out their investigation. So we cannot give you any additional details as to how far the investigation have gone because we've not heard from the police yet. But like we said, the forensic team is here and they are carrying out the necessary investigation. Yeah. And wherever you watch from, we'd like to say thanks for watching. There are still police officers present here at Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence, and some of them are outside of the compound, of course. And we will give you additional details as more information arrives. But Mr. Samuel Jackson is currently home at his residence, and he's now taking forensic officers into the building where they are during their investigation. Thanks for watching, and wherever you watched us from, my name is Anthony Williams. I've been bringing you this live coverage as it relates to investigations surrounding the passing of Mr. Samuel Jackson's South African wife or spouse here in Liberia. So the police have since launched an investigation since it was announced that Mr. Jackson's wife has passed, and Mr. Jackson has been making several posts on social media. And lots of Liberians, though in sympathy with Mr. Jackson for the passing of his wife, but also have asked that Mr. Samuel Jackson to make himself available for investigation and clear as part of the story. So the police is here at his residence. The forensic team is here. They've gone in there. They've worn their gloves. They're taking pictures of the doors. Officers are around the building from one end to the other, and they are doing their work here at Mr. Samuel Jackson's residence as it relates to the controversy surrounding the passing of his South African spouse. The investigation continues. He was invited at around 11 a.m. this morning at the police headquarters, and he has just returned to his residence, and his legal representative is also there. Well, we were hoping to see if we could talk to Councillor Greaves, but he has made his way back in there. Let's see if we have the opportunity, we can see if we can ask Councillor Greaves, who is also one of the legal representatives of Mr. Samuel Jackson, see if he can fill us in as to what transpired there at the police headquarters. But that's him there right at the entry. Let's see if he's going to come out for us to be able to hear from him as to what transpired. No. Sounds that good? Then we got a war, sir. So he says we should wait. Let's see if he will allow us the opportunity to talk to him. We just want to know what transpired in there at the LMP when Mr. Jackson was just invited. That's all. If we can hear from his legal counsel, because Mr. Samuel Jackson, has refused to talk to members of the press since he departed the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. This morning he spoke to us and said the facts will unveil themselves. Basically, that was the only thing he said. So let's wait and see if his legal representation can talk to us as we await Mr. Samuel Jackson. But as it stands, we have officers from the Forensic Division who are into the investigation. They've come here to take some pictures. So please carry the camera inside. Let's see what going on. Liberian followers. We've been told not to go in there by the police. Sorry, we can't carry the camera in there for you to know what's going on in there. The police is carrying out their investigation. The forensic team is in there, and they have told us to come out. So it's not up to us to go in there with the camera. But basically, we drove from the LMP headquarters and came here, so we can't go in there. We apologize. We wish we could. We attempted doing that, but we were told not to go in there. So. Well,
currently associated with this investigation. So this is what is happening here on Saturday. So again, for those of you watching, we have to say welcome.
So folks, keep on watching this live broadcast. We are here, stay posted here at the home of Mr. Jackson. Here after the update from the Liberian National Police headquarters was brought along with the forensic
What exactly happened? And I think the station we had now is photos and different information
Sure, but thank you. Keep leaving your comments. We'll read out them. We'll read some of them out. We're still here. The main reason we're here, we're hoping to see if we could speak to Mr. Samuel Jackson's lawyers. Some of whom are out here already, his residents. That's one main reason why we're still here. But as it stands, the police we have continued our investigation. Forensic team is here at the headquarters. At the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson, not the headquarters of the LNP. They are here at his residence currently. So,
our sources from Mr. Jackson, we are going to take him to the prison. Sorry for that. We'll have a quarter broadcast in Zoom. So you see there, apparently, these are his legal houses. They're not talking personally. Tony Jackson. So these the two men there, these are his legal representation. They're not in a chit-chat conversation.
So we're hoping to see if we can. Council, can we hear from you, sir? See if we hear from Mr. Jackson's legal representation. But he still stands by. But Mr. Jackson has left the headquarters of the LNP. Declined to talk to members of the press, by the way. But again, we're here at his residence, and the police forensic investigation continues. By the way, these vehicles appear to belong to Mr. Jackson's wife, as the deceased name also is Tony. So as you can see, Tony's Ride. Apparently, these vehicles in the compound branded Tony's Ride could be partly a transportation business belonging to Mr. Samuel Jackson's deceased wife. But again, we're hoping to see if we could talk to his lawyers, but it appears they aren't willing to talk to members of the press. So wherever you watch and follow us from, folks, we'd like to say thank you for watching and thanks for following. We've departed the LNP headquarters and came here at the residence of Mr. Samuel Jackson after he appeared at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Involved investigation involving the passing of his South African wife. So the police have since launched the investigation. The forensic team is still here at the LNP. They're still doing their job. As you can see, one of the officers there with gloves on his hands and still taking pictures here.
This matter, and we ask that you stay with us. Don't go away.
So folks, we'd like to say thanks for watching, and we'll rejoin you briefly.
Jackson have decided to cooperate with the
Oh, you using your voice?
Inside, and now they are doing
Oh, this for me 1 minute.
So like I said, this is a matter of public concern, and there are a lot of people who have been closely monitoring this. How this will be like, and this, I'd like to say, is just the beginning. Earlier on, Samuel had appeared, Mr. Jackson had appeared at the LNP headquarters in Central Monrovia, and there were a lot of interrogations ongoing. And this afternoon,
we have already gone in.